Hello there and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Rajasthan Kabir Yatra and why I think writers should really join the yatra if they want to expand and interrogate and just really um, get deeper into their own writings. First reason is the diversity of people and the diversity of cultures that you see there. You go to little villages, you go to towns, you go to cities, and you meet people from cities, rural villages, and towns, and you interact with them on one level. You have this sort of a bond. That is the yatra. The yatra is a platform for all these different people to come and have conversations, and you can literally just start a conversation with anyone, and that sort of gives you it's an open field for anyone who's trying to understand something, or just really get involved in culture in a particular way. So this diversity of people, conversations, and cultures just really livens up and sort of shoots up so many ideas, and it's good for anyone who's trying to spice things up in their own writing or in their own creative work for that matter. The second thing is, of course, this is a traveling folk music festival, and the music comes from a lot of poetry. Because it's folk music, it has a lot of attention to detail in terms of its poetry, and this poetry comes from all sorts of mystics and philosophers like Meera, Bulle Shah, Kabir of course, and a lot of other mystics and poets and philosophers that have lived here, and even Rumi for that matter. People also sang about Rumi, and travelers, the yatris with you, will also know about these people from different perspectives, and you get to hear these philosophies, you get to hear these ways of living, these ways of praying, these ways of interacting with the world, and these ways of being in the world that are just so eye-opening, that are really they involve you and enrich you in many ways. And I think that's why it's really important to listen to these artists and listen to the music and hear what they're trying to say. It's amazing if you pay attention to that. The reason three is that you can have a conversation with anyone. There are children, there are elderly people, there are people of all ages, people from all over India and outside of India, and people speaking Hindi and people speaking English, people speaking all kinds of languages, all different kinds of location, different kinds of social locations as well. People from different class backgrounds and caste backgrounds, people, gender of course, women, men, and others. And you can really have a conversation with anyone, and people are ready to share their stories, and it's a gold mine. You also get a chance to interact with them in a way where you get to share your story and see it in a different light, and that sort of enriches your own story when you put it in this when you see it through this lens of so many different angles and so many different people. It's really enriching. One of the most important things that I find in the yatra is the discomfort. We get out of our AC rooms and all these fancy, gated communities, and go outside in the rural India, and it's not limited. It's not a luxurious travel. It's not you're not gonna have showers and hot water, and it's going to be hot. The weather's bad. The weather in Rajasthan, it was really cold in the night and really hot in the day, and that sort of shakes you up a little, and that discomfort makes you think a lot about a lot of things in your life, and For a writer, I think this is an important shaking up of things, uh, because as a writer, we always want to keep expanding and going here and there, sort of experiencing all kinds of stuff out there. And this is one such platform to experience discomfort with the comfort of knowing that you're safe, with the comfort of knowing that you're secure and you're with people that will take care of you, even if you're traveling alone. I know people who were under the age of 18. Someone was 19 years old traveling alone, a lady, a 19-year-old young woman, a 17-year-old young woman. She was traveling alone, and it's just amazing to see how uh, these young people are okay with this discomfort, and just for the people, just for the conversations, just for the travel, just for the festival. That really says something. Another very important thing that I think is maybe underrated in the Kabir Yatra is that you'll have a lot of another very important thing is another very important thing is the kind of conversations that you're going to have as a writer. If you're a research writer or an author or a journalist or a poet, you can be any kind of writer. The kind of logic that people have and the kind of explanations that people bring in from these different backgrounds. Someone is working with children in the Himalayas, someone's working in Karnataka with elderly people, someone is an artist, someone is a theater artist, someone is a musicians, a lot of musicians, people. There are writers, there are I met people from the Navy. These retired Navy officers came to the yatra as well. So just people from all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of ways of thinking, all sorts of logic. If you're a writer and if you work with logic, if you write toward, if your goal is writing logically, you need to expand the way logic works for you. And this is the perfect destination to do that. This is the perfect way of doing it, to absorb and to um, see these different approaches from people, their logic, their ways of concluding things, their debates, and you get involved in those debates, what you think about something, and you sort of, exercise those logic muscles and really get into this conversation. That's just a conversation that's been happening from the first day. You could be talking to someone on the first day, and the third day you meet them on the fifth day, and you continue the same conversation. Or there's a group of people having a conversation and you just overhear them and you just think, oh, this is something that I've never heard before. So that's another very important and the last point that I have for you, as to why writers should really attend this yatra. Writers should definitely attend this yatra in 2023 or whenever you can.